Little Hector and the Big Idea by Ruth Paul. Little Hector was a small and playful dolphin. His favourite game was playing tag with his bottlenose cousins. They raced and chased, ducked and dived, until one day his big grey cousin called, "Stop!" and pointed to the horizon. "Fishing nets," she said, and everyone turned around. Hector's second favourite game was playing ball with seal and stingray. They tossed and turned, dipped and dunked, until, suddenly, their ball unravelled into a mess of floating bags. "We can't play with those," grumbled Seal. "They're dangerous." Hector played his third favourite game, hide and seek, with Octopus. He shut his eyes and counted to 10. "Coming! Ready or not!" But Octopus was far too easy to find. So Hector had no choice but to make his own fun. "Look, I'm a bottlenose," he called, but his cousins were not impressed. "Get that thing off your nose," said his mother. "It's not safe. Just ask Seagull and Turtle." "Everything fun is unsafe," grumbled Hector. But as usual, his mother was right. Seagull had once suffered a terrible tummy ache when she swallowed a bottle lid, and Turtle struggled to swim with his plastic bracelet. "If only I could do something to make our cove safe," said Hector. But the problem seemed very, very big, and he was a very small dolphin. "A small dolphin can still have big ideas," said his father. Hector thought and thought. Fishing nets were dangerous. Plastic rubbish was dangerous. Then, suddenly he had an idea. Could he use one problem to solve the other? He leapt out of the water in excitement. All the creatures of the cove gathered around little Hector, and after hearing his plan, each of them bravely offered to help. Seal scoped out the route, the bottlenose dolphins checked the currents, Stingray surveyed the extent of the rubbish, and Octopus practised his slinky escape moves. At last it was time for action. The bottlenose dolphins swam round and round to create a current. Stingray and Seal pushed rubbish into its whirl. Schools of fish herded the trash into the nets, and Octopus knotted them together. When seagulls cried, "Fish! Fish!" and circled overhead, the fishermen leapt to their feet and dragged in the nets. "Oi!" and "Holy mackerel!" cried the fishermen, hauling in the biggest pile of rubbish they'd ever seen. They couldn't even undo the knots to return the rubbish to the sea. As they cursed and grumbled and scratched their heads, the captain could have sworn she saw a wonky old turtle waving. After that day, the fishing boat stayed away. Rubbish was still a problem, but the creatures of the cove worked together to keep it away from their home. Sometimes even the humans helped them out. And little Hector? Hector discovered that with a little help from his friends, a very small dolphin could solve even the biggest of problems. "Coming! Ready or not!" Help little Hector clean up. Plastic rubbish in the sea is a big problem for sea creatures because they can eat it or get stuck in it. Use paper or reusable bags instead of plastic bags. Make your school lunch plastic wrapper free. Swap out plastic bin liners for compostable bags. Eat sustainably caught fish that isn't caught by trawler nets or net setting. Try to buy items that are unpackaged. For example, buy loose rather than shrink-wrapped fruit. Join in a local beach cleanup. Even help organise one. Pick up any extra litter you spot so it doesn't end up in the sea. When you go to the beach or out on a boat, take all your rubbish home with you. Use refillable drink bottles and reusable containers rather than plastic ones that you throw away. Working together, we can make a big difference.